Hi, from our oral report, I'll be talking about a product called the Ortek ECD, and ECD stands for Electronic Caries Detector. And in my PowerPoint, I'll be giving a brief introduction on how caries are found, and then I'll go more into detail about the product as well as its purpose and how it works, its costs, its pros and cons, and how it compares to other types of detectors. And then in the end, I'll be giving my final thoughts and opinions on the product. So a brief introduction on how caries are found. So there's many types of ways to find caries. More common ways are like tactile or visual, which is like looking through the mouth, or the use of x-rays. And other ways include like using fluorescent or light wands. And finding caries early on is very important to prevent problems from happening in the future, such as having the need to get a root canal treatment done. And a new way that I'm going to be talking about is the use of electric conductivity. So more information about the Ortek ECD. It uses electricity to determine signs of decay in the enamel, and it has a range. The machine has a range of electric conductivity. It ranges from 0 to 100. So 0 means that there's no caries found, and 100 is just like the highest value it has. And so this product can be used to find caries early on, and these early signs can be like unseen with the visually or by looking at x-rays. And so how it works is that the more porous the enamel is on the tooth, the less resistant it is to electricity, and it makes it more conductive. And so the higher the value is, the worse the carie lesion is. And there was research done on 39 extracted molars, and they found that the greater the demineralization was on the tooth, the higher the value was. And the research had an effective rate of 96%. And this product can be used intraorally, and the tip is placed on the occlusal pits and fissures. And this can be used during like oral checkups or exams, and it can replace the use of like x-rays. And so the product materials and costs. So there's a kit that costs $975, and it comes with the machine and 20 disposable like handpiece tips, as well as the lip hooks and the handpiece and the wire set. And since the tips are disposable, you're able to buy the materials separately. So in case you lose any of the materials in the kit, you can always find them separately on their website. And so there are some things to consider before buying the product. It's very simple, so there's no no like computer use or software needed, and it's very portable and lightweight, so it can be easily carried to like other rooms. And it can be another option for patients that don't like x-rays. So there's some people that just refuse taking x-rays because they're scared of radiation, so this could be a different alternative. And since it can detect early signs of caries better than x-rays or visual examinations. But there are a lot of cons for this product. So the working area has to be completely dry, as well as plaque or debris free. And it can't be used for patients with internal electronic devices. So an example of this are like pacemakers. And it also can't come in contact with fixed metal appliances. And its effectiveness is kind of a con because it can only be used on the occlusal pits and fissures, so it can't detect like secondary caries, root caries, or interproximal caries. And another another con for this product is that there is a big lack of research journals. So the only research journal I was able to find was one. There was only one research journal done. And so compared to other existing caries like detecting products, so compared to X-rays, it's a lot more comfortable and there's no radiation. And there are laser wands in the market, but they are kind of expensive. And fiber optic transillumination wands are kind of just like a bright light wand, which I don't really see a point of since you could just use the overhead light and the mirror. And Caries Detector stains aren't very effective. They are cheaper, but it's not specific to good and bad dentin, since it just stains both dentin. And then lastly, there are fluorescent light wands, so like the Caries Detector wands used in class. They're more engaging and interesting to patients, but it requires like the use of a computer. And so my final thoughts on the product. I think it's a good product and for early decays, and I feel like it's a better alternative to X-rays sometimes, or like just visually looking. It's very simple and budget friendly, and I feel like it's just easy to use. But there are a couple things that I would consider, like there's a big lack of research articles, and the only research article done was out of the mouth on extracted teeth. So there is a big lack of like in vivo research done. And I was looking online, and most of the articles talking about the product are sponsored by the company. And I also found a rebuttal journal about like electrical Caries detectors, and it researched on extracted and live patients and found that there was a high risk of bias in the results. And its call of action asked for more like broader research or more scientific evidence found. So because of the lack of research and like biased results found, I wouldn't buy the product since it kind of only has one use, which is like on the occlusals. So even though it can replace X-rays, X-rays are still needed for like interproximal or like root caries. And thank you for watching my presentation. I added the bibliography on the next slide. Thank you.